Let's bring in Dr. Kevin Donnelly, Senior Research Fellow with the Australian Catholic University. This is a shocker, Kevin, because rather than just trying to stop the glorification of Anzacs, they're trying to demean and diminish the work of the Anzacs and, in fact, smear them with alleged atrocities.
It is, Chris, and it goes back many years, as you mentioned. I remember John Howard, when he was Prime Minister, put in a program to schools about Australian values, as he called it, and the poster had Simpson and his donkey. And obviously the belief was that he is a good Australian who sacrificed his own life to help others in Gallipoli, and that should hopefully give a sense of nation building, of being proud about the nation, about Australia. But that was many years ago. Here we are today, still having these teachers in schools in Melbourne and Sydney, part of this pro-Palestinian group, who are arguing, instead of recognising the sacrifice of our forefathers and our foremothers, instead of sacrificing their lives and being remembered, they're denigrated, they're attacked, and it's all part of this, what I call post-colonial theory, where many of these teachers at university have been taught this cultural Marxist view to downgrade Western culture, and that means Australia as well.
And how historically incorrect is it? Because they're almost suggesting that the Anzacs were fighting against the locals in the Middle East, when in fact they were trying to push out the Turks, push out the Ottoman Empire. Again,
you're dead right, and I think it was one of the last cavalry charges in a war where they charged against the Turkish emplacements at Beersheba. What Australians were doing, the diggers were doing back then, was freeing the Middle East from Turkey domination. So if anything, the Australian soldiers who fought and died in that war, they should be acknowledged and celebrated, instead of teachers going into schools arguing that they have the right to spread what really is propaganda from Hamas. It really is anti-Zionist, and it's quite destructive, because young children grow up, become future citizens, and you only need to see what's happening in Sydney, I think today, to realise that these young children are being indoctrinated with this hatred of their own country.
You are so right, Kevin. It is all linked, and we've got to stand up against it. Thanks so much for joining us again, Kevin Donnelly there, Dr. Kevin Donnelly from the Australian Catholic University.